Hi everyone, this is Mandia on Astral Oracles coming to you with an energy update for the rest of April. Yesterday, the 11th, we had a new moon in Aries, and it seems that energies are always changing, but markedly so around these special turns of the celestial bodies. So let's get our man Umblam and the rest of the Arcturian Council to tell us what's up with the collective energies. Hello, my friends. This is Umblam of the Arcturian Council, coming to you from a place in the ethers, but addressing this point in time-space that you seem to find yourself in energetically. What can you expect? What are you experiencing? Where are you going through? Where have you been? Of course, these are all questions that are very pertinent to the human mind who is still engaged in the dimensions of time. But see, you are moving closer to that sense of the simultaneous principle also informing time. So not only is time a sequence, it is also laid out as fluctuation patterns that match each other energetically. And so this is also how you deduce the meaning of the celestial bodies and the movements in the night sky and their relationship to the different constellations and where the sun is setting or rising in one particular date. These are all subtle energy nuances that inform the spectrum of your more generalized energetic field. And the reason that these patterns are discernible is because this new moon in Aries matches other new moon in Aries that have occurred at concurrent times, and so these do to some extent match up, but you are also moving into a new territory. That is, if you envision these different constellation energy patterns feeding into your experience, you can see them as points in a spiral, and so they are mirroring lower parts of the spiral that had the same place in the circumference, in, you could say, an innermost Jaya or a closer vibration, a more condensed experience of the full moon in Aries. But now you are moving up and onward into wider circles, and therefore you may also feel that there is something quite different in the way that you are beginning to interact with energy. And so a lot of confusion that's going on for a lot of you is this, we would almost use the term enmeshment between the dream world and what you call reality, or wakeful experience and imagination, or vision and phenomenon. These things are becoming harder and harder for a lot of you to separate. And many of you are having these types of prophetic dreams or visions, profound experiences, and at the same time, it is hard for you to discern why they are coming to you or how they relate to the life you are living and your reality. See, because a lot of them come to you with the signature that this is something important, this is something worth noticing, this is something worth paying attention to, and at the same time you can't match it up with your real life energies. And it is because your real life energies are becoming more and more dreamlike to you. So you have become creatures who only to some extent resonate with your immediate physical reality. So much of your vibrational pattern, so much of what is uniquely you is feeding into your experience that your phenomenal reality is playing catch up. It's trying to get to the place where you already are vibrationally. And so therefore you may also feel a great deal of pain as these things, they try to come up to be released. You may feel that there is a condensation of certain patterns, and you may also feel that there is a certain, we would use the expression devil may care, around this idea of your lived reality. That is, if you begin to notice, you begin to take the patterns of real reality, physical life, your 3D existence, less and less serious as you experience also the absurdity mounting in your problems. It becomes much as you would experience a movie or a script or a story that is poorly told, it becomes somewhat unconvincing to you that this reality can sustain itself. And so the breaking point that we have essentially already crossed, but that you are anticipating in your experiences, it has to do with these type of visionary worlds feeding into your experience, beginning to turn it into something more magical. And therefore, we strongly encourage every one of you to practice a type of manifestation journals. This can be done also in the mental or in the Akashic. That is, you can activate certain patterns simply by putting them forward in a speech or intention or energetically holding the attunement there. But it would be helpful to you if you are a symbolically visual creature such as this one we are coming through, to also jot down the things that you wish to happen, because this will allow for that experience which wants to present itself and which will bring you from the 3D to the 5D to present itself, which is exactly the influx of the dream world and the vision into the three-dimensional world. And so it's strange for you to envision coming from this dense world of material reality, something that seemed heavy or coarse to you, that was unpassable and difficult to interact with, that demanded of you instead of yielding to you. It's difficult for you to imagine that this reality is slowly ceasing and is becoming something far more akin to the enchanted realms that you have already envisioned for yourself, both in your future and in your past. It seems in the human mind that the only place that is not enchanted to you is the here and now, but it is exactly the here and now which will yield to the enchantments of anticipation and will yield to the enchantments of patterns released and then turned into more fanciful, more joyous, more pleasant manifestations. But of course, notice that it is your higher self having these expectations. And therefore, when you are having these experiences, pleasant is often to be noticed by detecting the signatures of something meaningful, of something challenging, of something novel, exciting, alluring. And we use alluring in the sense of curiosity, not something that leads you astray, but something that brings you to a new and more curious understanding of who you might be, what you might be, where you might be going. These are all expansions that we are building or helping add on for you. We have been doing a lot of astral work with those of you who invite us to it, and we are very present in reconfiguring the energetic grid for the things that are to go on the planet, and indeed are already going on the planet in this coming year. But look for the changes in your own life, and the more you begin to observe these changes and influxes of the novel in your own life, the more you would automatically begin to explore these realities, and there not even noticing it, because you have relinquished your focus on that which was 3D, old, paranoid, fearful, not even noticing that these things are also changing. Notice that they will change, and you will hear from different channels, different people you know, different media stations, that things are also undergoing changes in the outside world. This will come as a sort of afterthought to the process that you have already engaged yourself in. And so the more that you bring your focus into these higher vibrational dimensions, the more you visit our or our galactic brethren's spaceships and go there for healing and explanations, the more you will begin to see that you are also becoming a part of this community of species and understandings, and you are becoming a living part of it. You are beginning to receive the information directly and being able to create new realities with it. And that's something to look forward to And indeed, it's something to take great joy in. Now, already, you are at this place where the new is available and presenting itself to you. And so enjoy that laughing of the ram that that comes through you in the night from distant fields out there where the UFOs are buzzing and the shepherd is watching over his flock where weird things occur and cows go missing. This is exactly the place from where the novel will begin to flow in, and so connect to the weirdest parts of your memories and imaginations, the weirdest parts of your fascinations as you have gone through life. And these will begin to mirror the wonder that you want to see in the world and that you want to manifest. Because so many of you here that I speak to and address were Atlanteans, so many more Lemurians, and so many more connected also to the building of mankind and the patterns that were ingrained into you in order to fulfill the vision that you have already had for yourself. Complicated much? Yes, we know it is. We know time is difficult to you, dear friends. And therefore, let me leave you with a word that points to a reality beyond time. The word is love. I, Umblam of the Arcturian Council, I hold great love for you. I bring great love for you from me and my brethren. I bestow upon you a blessing, and I offer you all the healing that you may want should you reach out and want to attain it. Our pyramids, our healing chambers, our configurations, they are also being built within you. They are also restructuring your etheric body, and therefore notice that you are becoming more geometric as you soften and yield to the higher dimensional energies. My love, my blessings, my wisdom, my guidance, my healing, and once again, our deepest love to you.